Hurry up, Billy. He'll be here any minute.
I'm going as fast as I can.
I swear you have two speeds, slow and slower.
Well, you know what? You're a so-and-soer.
I said slow and slower.
Oh, well, you'll be happy to know I have the best hearing aids money can buy.
Really? What kind is it?
It's about 7:15. Havershack had better be here soon.
Oh, Prissy, you have me in stitches as usual.
Well, I'd rather have stitches than spend another moment in this atrocious costume.
I think it looks absolutely fetching on you. Let's ask Sissy. Sissy, where's my Sissy?
I'm right behind you.
Ah, there she is. This is my assistant, Sissy Rumgoods.
Hello.
Sissy, this is Prissy. She's our Satan for the evening.
I can see that. Who never thought we'd be hosting the devil in this station?
Did you hear that one, Prissy?
I wasn't talking about her.
Oh, just listen to that sass.
Why don't we take this and drink this instead?
Oh, what's wrong with Sissy now?
Nothing, just doing my job.
Why are we being such a slave driver then?
Because all of Los Angeles is waiting to hear your voice.
Yes,
and you're on the air in less than 5 minutes. And if you're late, it will be my fault.
Yep. You're such a sweetheart.
Let's never say that again. I'd rather burn in Hades than be your sweetheart.
I can help with that.
Indeed you can. Indeed you can.
Ooh, that's nice. Like I was saying, this new war picture they've got me in, it's a real corker.
You said that already. But I mean, has the director even given you any lines for this thing?
Lines? Who needs lines?
Who needs lines?
I get to stand next to Fay Ray.
Lucky stiff. She's a looker, huh? Oh, hey, Basil.
Hey.
How's it going? Hey,
Good.
how those high school drama kids treating you, huh?
Getting pretty good. I'm keeping on their toes. Every time I enter the classroom, I try a new accent out on them. By the way, I'm going to talk to Rodney about doing my character in a Brooklyn accent tonight.
No, you're not.
What?
No, the Brooklyn thing is my shtick.
serious?
Okay? I've been working on this accent for like 2 months. You're not taking this away from me.
do?
Why don't you find something else if you're so talented, Mr. High School drama teacher?
Look, Rodney wanted me to do mine in an English gentleman. Oh, but I've got this killer Irish accent. I think I'm going to throw this one at him tonight.
Oh,
I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to just like wing it, I guess.
You'll think
Evening, chumps. Your starlight of the night has arrived. You can take this. Thank you
Miriam!
very much.
So glad you could join us again.
What, are you kidding? I'd do anything to get my name on the marquee again.
Well, darling, it's not real theater, it's radio, and it's gonna be capital, though.
Fantastic. I just love pretending to be famous. It's the only part of my life that's not a complete train wreck.
Wonderful, Miriam. Keep up the good work. I'll be over here.
Oh, I was over at Flapsy Maxie's the other day, and you should have heard me. I was doing these Judy Garland hits from yesteryear.
Wonderful.
I did this one, and it sounded like this. You made me love you.
And we'll shut it down right there. Oh, that was wonderfully
Okay.
horrid. Go
Come with
somewhere
me.
else.
Come with
My
me.
God.
Who is that wild lush?
That's Miriam Blatt. Have you ever seen a woman with so many problems?
Yes, but she's a fantastically sad little creature.
Oh, Prissy. Now, you calling her a creature while in this costume is just perfectly wicked.
Stop it.
And speaking of wicked, where's my leading man?
Speak his name and he arrives.
Harry, you old so-and-so. How the heck are you, huh?
Oh, Rodney, you know me, busy as always, making new pictures, then making money, then spending money, then spending more money. You know the life.
Oh, I wish I do. I pretend I do every day. It's why I'm drowning in debt. I'm kidding! No, I'm not.
That sounds terrible.
It is. So anyways, I love this new hairdo. What's it all for?
I'm doing a new picture with Alfred Hitchcock where I play a wild jungle man.
Oh, another Tarzan ripoff already?
It's called A Monkey's Uncle.
It sounds like the same exact thing, Harry.
Yes, but the difference is I'm an uncle to monkeys.
Still the same thing, Harry, but we'll move on anyway. How are the wife and kid?
Ah, my two boys, the apples of my eye. Tabitha, she's a real gem. First wife in 5 marriages I haven't cheated on yet.
Oh, I love it. You scallywag. Keep up the good work. Actually, that reminds me, I have an announcement to make. I need everyone's attention. Now listen, folks, I know it's a radio show tonight, but guess what? Our investors, very important people, and they're here tonight in the live audience. They've asked it nicely that they have some products of theirs that they would like mentioned in the show. So every once in a while, when you have lines, cue cards like this will be risen by Sissy, and you are going to have to suddenly, yes, you'll have to suddenly push a few of those products into your lines. Sound good, Harry?
I'll push anything as long as the money flows to my account.
And I love it.
This gig is a piece of cake. You should have seen that mess I was in with Betty Davis.
Davis?
She tried to sue me.
How dare she?
I know, but enough of that mess. Who are my co-stars in this charade?
All these people here tonight, but the last person we're waiting for is a man playing God. It's an actor by the name of Clark Cable.
How did you get Clark Gable to do a radio show?
Well, actually...
Did you just say Clark Gable? Oh, I'm going weak at the knees.
Me too.
Well, darling, I didn't actually say Clark. Better yet, he's here right now. Clark! There he is. Clark, glad you could finally make it, good sir.
Thank you. Forgive my tardiness, but I'm not as quick as I used to be with this bum leg.
Looks like Clark Gable's a little
Hello, son.
taller, slower, and older than we remember.
Suddenly, I'm not so weak in the knees anymore. But alas, liquor fixes everything, right?
Now, hold on. I didn't say Clark Gable. I said Clark Cable. He's a magnificent voice actor, works over at Warner Brothers. Isn't that right?
I've never played God before. Been a lot of animated villains. This is a first for me.
Absolutely.
Am I late? My cab was stuck in traffic.
You're right on time. Put your things over there. We're on the air in less than 1 minute. Folks, get in place for the first song.
A few more announcements, folks, before we begin. Listen, like I said, the investors are out there. Even though it's radio, please, act your little hearts out and use the entire stage. Don't feel like you have to be stuck right in front of this. We have microphones everywhere, so treat it like a show. Your scripts are waiting for you right here in case you do need them. And once again, when the cue cards rise, I want to hear those lines. Let's see. Okay. About to begin. La 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 la. I'm the most famous voice in Hollywood, and everyone loves me. Unique New York. Okay. Ready when you are, Sissy.
And 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, folks. It's a Rodney Havershack show. The weird, the wild, the wonderful, coming at you every weeknight at 7 o'clock from Radio City. Tune in for tales that tantalize and tickle the imagination. And tonight, boys and girls, we've got a corker that'll really blow your wig. Yes, this one's stranger than fiction. That's right, folks, a true story coming at you straight out of the old book. The good book, that is, and I ain't talking about Dickens. Tonight's show is brought to you by the makers of Jell-O. 4 fruity flavors to brighten your day, now in lime. America's most famous dessert, J-E-L-L-O. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the story of Job. But let's begin our tale first with this gasser by Job and the Pretenders.
In constant sorrow all through his day,
I am a man of constant sorrow, and I've seen trouble all my days. I bid farewell to peace and comfort, and said hello to grief and pain.
he said hello to grief and pain.
Cursed be the day that I was born, and the night I was conceived. There's no rest for me on this old earth. Perhaps I'll die before I'm free.
Perhaps he'll die before he's free.
You can bury me soon as I perish. Let it be soon, maybe today. Then you may learn to love another while I'm sleeping in my grave.
while he's sleeping in his grave.
You tell me give in and curse the Father so I can die and end this strife. I don't understand why this has happened. I won't curse God to end my life.
He won't curse God to end his life.
Great song, boys. Thank you, Billings. Enough of that. You know, that song could be considered funny if only it weren't true. Billings, shut up, shut up. Yes, true, I say. Poor Job. Was ever a man so vexed as he? But it wasn't always like that for the old chap. Let's go back in time to a little history and rewind. We're going to go back a few years. Job was an influential man who lived in the land of Uz.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
I said Uz.
I know, that's why I'm playing the theme.
Sorry, folks. Over here at Radio City, my assistant is about as smart as a slice of bread.
Well, thank you. I do have a nice head.
He's also 85% deaf.
I'm ready for my scene now.
Just a moment, Harry. I'm still talking. Folks, this is Harry Flowers playing the part of Job tonight.
I would think they'd rather hear it from me, being the lead character.
Not while I'm talking. This is my show. Why don't you go hold your horses or your camel, whatever you're about to sacrifice over there. Anyway, Job was a man of his word. He hated evil with a passion. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. Now, that's a house full. He was also very, very wealthy. He had 7,000 head of sheep. He had 3,000 camels, 500 team of oxen, 500 donkeys, and a huge staff of servants. List goes on. Basically, he was the most influential man in the land of all the East.
Job, darling, whatever are you doing?
Oh, hello, Harriet. I'm preparing for a sacrifice.
Again, but you prepared a sacrifice yesterday.
Yes, but the kids had another party. I heard it from the gardener, who heard it from the stable hand, who heard it from Freddie's maid. It was a real ring-a-ding-dinger, if you know what I mean.
The kids had another party? Oh no, last night? Wasn't that supposed to be the Sabian boys' birthday bash? Oh, they must have forgotten. Oh, how will I face Gilda? You know, it's not the first time we've missed one of her celebrations.
I'm not so concerned about the children missing another social engagement, Harriet. I'm more concerned about what might have happened at that party. They might have sinned.
I swear, Job, they're only children. Can you please stop thinking about your religious duties for 1 second and think about the implications about missing a party like that? Plus, what's a little sin here and there? It adds flavor to the life. And speaking of flavor, did you know Ritz crackers from Nabisco have an even more flaky, buttery taste? One bite out of Ritz and your troubles sail away.
Thank you, Harriet, but not even buttery snack crackers can stop me from my duties. The most important thing to me is my children, and the most important thing is their relationship with God.
But Job, it's the Sabians. Only the most prominent family in Uz. Besides us, that is. I want our children to marry their children. And how will it look if we just shun their invitations?
We shouldn't be so concerned about what other people think. God has our futures safely in the palms of his hands. Now, I must go make atonement for them, just in case.
You know why we weren't invited to their party.
Well, they're kids, Harriet. They don't want their parents involved in everything that they do.
They don't want you involved in everything they do.
Here we go.
When you're there, they feel like you're constantly judging every little thing they do.
And thus, the sacrifice. I must go.
Meanwhile, story has it that old Slewfoot, Lucifer, was particularly bothered by Job. Something about his devout, blameless lifestyle perturbed the bejeebers out of the devil. She wanted to have a little fun with Mr. Perfect and see... I'm going to murder you. And see if he could get Job to stumble and hopefully fall.
What a meatball.
You're telling me, idiot. Lucifer made a special trip, unpleasant as it must have been, into the very presence of God, where the angels were gathered to give their reports.
Have you anything to report?
It was a very close call, and we're still fighting over the final vote, but it looks like Abraham Lincoln will win the American presidency.
Oh, that's good. I like that guy. Yeah.
The king of Babylon was duly impressed when he saw me in the fiery furnace with the Hebrews. Their ropes were the only thing that burnt off, not even the smell of smoke.
Oh, that's good. Our forces are battling to keep Hitler out of power. But I tell you, the man is surrounded by evil, a deeply entrenched evil. Your people have been taking heavy hits, and we are limited by the complacency and lack of prayer from the believers. Sir! I'm a failure, Angel.
Oh, my. Whiplash. I gotta get used to being back in eternity where time is... Well, time isn't.
Well, keep up the good fight. Good will come of it.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
I kept little Jehu from careening out of control in his chariot.
Ooh, good. I like that kid.
Oh, please. I have something to report.
Who let the dog in?
Ha, 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 ha.
It's because you're a dog, because you're ugly. You get it?
Need I remind you that I once was and still am the most beautiful creature that ever was?
With a lot of drool.
Yeah, ever heard of a razor?
Hey, I see you brought your little security blanket with you.
That's the snake.
It's the snake! It's the snake!
Enough of the chit-chat, shall we? What brings you up this way, Lucifer?
Oh, I've been going here and there, checking things out on Earth. Been pretty busy, really, what with wars, injustice, you know, enticing the hearts of mankind.
Disgusting.
The usual. Say, have you noticed my friend Job?
Job. No? Doesn't ring a bell.
There's really no one quite like him. He's honest, true to his word, totally devoted to me, hates evil.
That's you, and you're still ugly.
Oh, him? Well, I'm sure you think that dear Job does all that out of the sheer goodness of his heart. Huh. No one ever had it so good. You pamper him like a pet, making sure that nothing bad ever happens to him, or his family, or his possessions. You bless everything he does. He can't lose.
So you have heard of him.
I got you again. You're ugly still.
What do you think would happen if you reached down and took away everything he has? He'd curse you to your face. That's what he'd do.
Nope.
I don't think so.
You want to bet?
I don't bet.
I got you again.
But go ahead.
What?
Do what you want with all that is his, but do not hurt him.
Frankly, folks, it's a little surprising to me that God put so much stock in a mere man. But that's how the story goes. He gave Lucifer full license to mess with Job's happy little situation. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes.
Job, darling, guess what the children are doing tonight?
Do I really want to know?
They're having a bonfire because there is nothing ever to do around here. They're bored, and so am I. Darling, why do we never have parties?
Would you like to have a party, Harriet? Would that please you? Let's have a party.
Oh, Job, really?
Why not?
Well, we could invite the Sabians, of course. And
Of course.
it wouldn't be a party without the Greenitzes.
They're great.
And we could have 3 tables full just of the Bryan clan.
Oh, that's a lot of tables.
And what about the Kugelman family?
No, yes, Dave's swell.
And the Tices?
Oh, I'm sure Paul could teach us a thing or two.
Oh, yes. He's a teacher. Yes.
Yeah, that was the joke.
We could go to market and we could get tablecloths and we could serve Twinkies.
Yes.
Twinkies. Golden sponge cakes bursting with delicious cream filling. Twinkies. And we could have a very big, there's someone at the door. And
Come in.
we could have carousels with zebras on them.
Master,
Oh, slow down. What is it?
I have to tell you something. The oxen.
Yes, they were grazing.
Yes. But the donkeys.
They were plowing.
Yes.
Yes, well, that's what happens on a farm, son.
But we were attacked. A band of vile villains stole all your animals.
Oh.
Killed all their villain hands except me. Terribly sorry for this. Bad news, my lord.
Harry, at the door.
Oh, yes.
I guess these sort of things just happen sometimes.
Bolts of lightning! Struck the sheep! Fried them in the shepherds to a crisp! They sizzled like a bunch of sausages! Edward's sausages, to be exact, which now come in a bold hickory flavor.
Bolts of lightning? I have 7,000 sheep over 2 mountains. And the shepherds too? That's impossible. Nature does not work that way.
I'm telling the God honest truth. It was unbelievable. It wasn't even cloudy, and yet bolts of lightning kept striking and striking and striking until all were gone. I hope you like your lamb chops extra crispy. I'm the last of your shepherdesses to escape.
Harriet, get the door again.
Yes.
How is this happening?
Oh, Master!
No more bad news.
I'm afraid I'm the bearer of the worst news.
I know, the donkeys and the oxen were stolen, and the farmhands were killed, and then bolts of lightning? The shepherds and the sheep, they're all gone, I know.
There's more.
More?
The enemy came from all around, and they raided the camels. Then they murdered all of the camel drivers.
No.
I am afraid I'm the only one to have survived this travesty. I am so sorry.
Harriet, don't get that door.
Why not?
Because every time you do, it brings more bad news.
I'm sorry, darling. I ordered something from Pottery Barn, and I'm waiting for it.
My master, your children were having a bonfire at the home of your eldest son.
Oh, no, not Freddie. He's my favorite child.
A tornado came! It swept in from the desert. Your children ran inside the house to escape from it, but the evil death funnel, it came for them. And it tore the house to shreds, and everyone inside died.
Oh, no, say it isn't so.
But at least I survived. Praise be to God. Ow.
Do me a favor and just kill me now.
How swiftly and specifically targeted Job and his wife felt. Shut up! Villainous robbers, lightning, twisters, all wonderfully horrendous news. It was so severe, touching no one but their household. And in this raw moment, Job turned one way. Harriet, the poor soul, having no hope for the future, turned the other way. Her default was to retreat to the memory of better, happier times.
Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. You give, and you take away. Blessed be the name of the Lord.
An unfathomable loss, ladies and gentlemen. It is remarkable enough that Job and his wife could even continue living after such a crushing blow. The fact that Job cut through the devastation that shucked his soul down to the cob and worshiped the one who holds his future is nobler than most. But what is particularly noteworthy, ladies and gentlemen, is that not once through all of this mess did Job sin. Not once did he blame the Lord. Meanwhile, naughty old Lucifer pranced her way back into God's presence to toot her horn in triumph.
This is what I was talking about. Just look at him sitting over there on his keister.
What have you been up to?
Oh, you know me. Been going here and there, checking things out. Been spending a lot of time in the cities. We don't much like the country. Birds make us nervous.
So what do you think of my friend Job? He still has a firm grip on his integrity. You tried to trick me into destroying him, but it didn't work.
Well, a human will do anything to save his life. But what do you think would happen if you put the squeeze on him personally? What if you took away his health? Well, then he'd curse you to your face. That's what.
All right. Go ahead.
Really?
Do what you want to him, but do not kill him.
No kidding. All right. This'll be fun.
I noticed you kept Job's wife around.
Yes, she's a real reflection of yours truly. She'll serve me well.
Yeah.
I'm betting on it.
Satan wasted no time. Struck Job with the worst things you could imagine. Terrible festering sores with no cure. He was riddled with ulcers and scabs from head to toe. They itched and oozed so badly he took a piece of broken pottery to scrape himself, and then went and sat on a trash heap among the ashes. How juicy.
Out of nowhere, suddenly my life is hell. God, do not forget that I am only a puff of air. My skin is oozing with pus. I'm covered with maggots and scabs. I can't keep quiet. Even when I try to sleep, I'm plagued with nightmares. You haunt me with ghosts. I would rather drown in my sheets than suffer one more day of this terrible life.
Are you still holding on to that precious integrity of yours? Job, he killed our children. He's ruined you and stripped you down to nothing. And now you're covered with... I can't stand to be around you. Why don't you just curse God and be done with it?
Don't be a fool, Harriet. We take the good days from God. We must also take the bad. Besides, getting rid of God wouldn't solve our problems.
That's your opinion. I don't see anyone else with this kind of calamity in their lives. I don't see the benefits of serving this God of yours. Plus, you smell like death. The only thing that will help you now is Ivory Snow Soap Flakes, now safer on skin and linens.
Suddenly, Job's friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, appear at the door.
Thank God you're here.
Harriet! We came as soon as we could.
Job is being unreasonable. You've probably heard, but we've lost everything. Our children. Now Job has this awful sickness, and he's covered with sores and pus, and I can't stand to be near him. He smells. If you ask me, Job is in the bullseye of God's target. And I say curse God if that's the way that he treats someone as loyal and faithful as my husband.
This is all so bizarre.
And I'm left to pick up the pieces while he sits on the ash heap scraping himself.
Literally? Job sitting in a pile of ashes, scraping himself with losing sores? That's sickening.
Here's a towel, Bildad. You're spitting all over the place. Wipe yourself up.
Thanks.
What is that? Harriet, what can we do to help, huh?
If you could just talk some sense into him. He's not facing reality.
What kind of reality are we talking about, Harriet?
Think about it. We've been slammed with every catastrophe imaginable. In fact, I'm surprised I haven't come down with some incurable affliction myself.
Harriet, do you know of anything that Job may have been involved with that would provoke such punishment from God?
Are you kidding? Job offers a sacrifice in case he forgot something.
Yeah, but maybe there's a blind spot somewhere in his character, huh?
In Job?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Still, there's no way all of this would happen by just coincidence.
You would think.
No, maybe he's got a secret. Something only God knows about. Something so dark and vile. Why else would he be so all-fire careful all the time, right?
Hold on just a second. All of a sudden, we're accusing him?
Comfort, I'm willing to do, all right? But a true friend is one who would help his friend to move on, not just wallow around in the muck with him.
Listen, I don't know why any of this has happened, but Job's sin is not the issue. It's that God of his.
Harriet, don't misunderstand us. We do have a wee bit of experience in these matters.
Guys, our friends are grieving a very devastating loss right now. They don't need our judgments and criticisms.
Yes.
Seriously.
Still, we should gather our wits before we face him.
Look, enough of all of this, all right? Look, we're here to be a comfort to Job, all right? Yeah. Harriet, may we please see our friend?
Well, he's over there in Camp Job.
Camp Job, what's that mean?
Ooh. Whoa! Wow, guys, we're just really getting into character over there.
This is how I work. Get used to it.
For 7 days, no words were appropriate. So profound was Job's misery. The first response of Job's friends was shock, eyes wide, trembling, gripped with fear. The second day, they gave in to their senses and found themselves repulsed and overwhelmed by the smells and sights. On day 3, they lapsed into nausea, sickened by the depth and severity of Job's plight. The 4th day, they grieved, sad, mournful, and overcome with sorrow. The 5th day found them devastated, unable to function properly, slightly demented with hysterical behavior. On day 6, they were wasted by the energy spent mourning, fighting sleep and exhaustion. And on the 7th day, they were just simply bored. They wondered how long this would continue, wishing, hoping, and praying it would all end. And after 7 days, Harriet returned to check on the 3 friends' progress.
Job! Not everyone is capable of such long stretches of silence. Your friends have traveled long distances to see you. Protocol dictates you at least say hello.
Hello.
Well, this is fun. Listen, we've all been here for 7 days. Am I the only one who's hungry?
I'm starving.
I could order out. I know a nice little greasy spoon that delivers.
Sounds delicious.
Where's mine?
Where's mine? Would that be appropriate?
Probably not.
Oh, don't go hungry for Job's sake. He has no appetite.
Oh, well, in that case, food would be wonderful, Harriet. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, I'll leave you to the sad sorrows.
We got...
Obliterate the day that I was born! Cast it into the deepest darkness! If there is anyone who is good at cursing, let them curse that day! Let it be a black hole in space, covered in fog, swallowed by the night! The devil take that day!
Now, why would you say a thing like that?
Why? Because that's the day my mother's womb released me into this world of trouble. Why does God keep me alive? I want to die, but I can't. What's the point of living when life makes no sense? My worst fears have come true.
Yes, you have been through it. But shouldn't you show your character by bearing this test well? Job, you know this is just a test.
Emergency broadcast. Repeat. This is only a test. Emergency broadcast. Repeat. This is only a test!
Job, surely you've noticed in all your living that there's a prevailing law in God's universe. 'Tis me humble opinion that whatever you sow at planting time is what you'll reap at harvest. So, in light of this, could you say that perhaps you're in a time of harvest? That is to say, maybe somewhere in your past, something you sowed.
Excuse me? Look what God has just done for me. You think I sowed this kind of sorrow?
Well, Job, I don't mean to be harsh. But let's get to the point here. You can't mess with God. You reap what you've sown, even if you don't know you've sown it. Think about it. Do truly innocent people end up on the trash heap?
All I want is one last request, one answer to prayer.
What is it? Yes, what is it? How can we help you?
That God would squash me like a bug and be done with me. At least this way I'd have the satisfaction of not blaspheming him before being pushed beyond my limits.
Burgers, anyone?
Ooh, cheeseburgers.
Did you get a double?
This looks delicious. Is it free range?
Yeah.
None of this veggie stuff, huh?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect time for us to take a little break. Stay tuned in a few short minutes for the continuation of this wonderfully shocking story of Job. But right now, let's go back a few years to one of 1935's top hits with Benny Goodman and his orchestra with Blue Skies.
And we're off the air.
Yes. Harry. That was brilliant. Just capital.
Wasn't too over the top, was it?
No.
I'm really known for diving into my characters. How else would I have won 4 Oscars?
I love it.
And you 3 novice actors, I thought being in your mere presence was going to be a real drag, but turns out you're actually not terrible.
Not terrible.
Thank you, I think.
You're welcome.
I have an urgent phone call from Mr. Flowers. It's your agent.
Excuse me? Higgins, better make this quick. Gotta be back on the air soon. What's that you say? What? Davis is suing me for everything that I own? My house is on fire? Burnt to a crisp? My boys, they're dead? But my wife is running off? She's running away with you! There's no reason to live!
What's all the commotion, Harry? What's wrong?
That Betty Davis woman is suing me for everything that I own. By this time tomorrow, I'll be broke. Drat!
Well, what a shame.
And my house, it was burnt to a crisp.
Huh.
All my trophies and Oscars melted. And my boys, they're dead.
Oh, that's a crying shame. Burned in the fire, did they?
No, they were chasing trucks down Mulholland Drive.
Why were your boys chasing trucks?
Why? Because it's their favorite thing in the world, other than me rubbing their bellies and feeding them milk bones.
Dogs. They're dogs.
Oh, and they ran over. I get it.
And to top it all off, my wife ran off with my agent. Now I don't have a career.
Yeah, that's a real crying shame, isn't it, Harry?
Thank you, I know.
Kind of like life imitating art, if you ask me.
What?
So here's what you're going to do so it doesn't ruin the show. You're going to take all this real trauma from your life, apparently, and put it in tonight while you're performing Job. So stop worrying about all those needless things that you were just talking about and focus on what's important, me and my show. So everybody, let's have some drinks and some food in the parlor while we're taking a break. Let's do it.
All right, let's go. You can't be serious.
Yep.
Is he serious?
Yes.
Children, have you ever met the bogeyman before? Where are you going? No, of course you haven't, for you're much too good, I'm sure. Don't you be
Oh, hey. I thought I was gonna wet my britches first time I heard you talk. Lila and I were taking bets, right? Trying to figure out, what kind of character is he gonna come up with? And then sure enough, you're just, look at me, I got me some brownies.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Chrissy! What did you put in these brownies you fed me?
Oh, do you like them? See, they're my own special recipe. See, I use peanut oil instead of plain old vegetable oil. It just makes everything richer, don't you think?
You dizzy imbecile! I am acutely allergic to peanuts!
What?
Look at me! My body's burning with hives!
Wow. Harry, you really look the part of Job. You won't even have to act. Harry's really on a roll, guys.
All right, everybody. You're all doing exceptionally brilliant. We're about to begin soon. Let's get in our places. Harry, that is a killer makeup job. They said you were a method actor.
This is real, you idiot! The Beelzebub woman fed me brownies with peanut oil in them. Everyone knows that I am allergic to brownies. I can feel my throat closing as we speak. Somebody, quick, call an ambulance. Rush this leading man to the hospital.
Oh, we can't do that, Harry. If you leave now, it'll be curtains for the show.
It'll be curtains for my future if I'm dead.
Well, who cares about that, Harry? Worse things have happened. Just drink some water or something. We're already halfway done. Here, would you like some brownie?
Get that out of my face. Why does no one care for my well-being? Is this what it's like to live in middle class?
Have some Benadryl, Mr. Flowers. It's an antihistamine.
This is what it really feels like to be Job. So stop crying over spilled milk and just get into character.
I am in character. Look at me. I'm the shell of a man I once was 10 minutes ago.
Well, perfect. Then we're ready to begin. Ready when you are, Mr. Havershack.
Capital. Let's do this thing. Places, everybody. Places, places, places. All right. La 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 la. I'm so important and rich. Here we go. Sissy, whenever you're ready.
And 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Rodney Havershack Show. Tonight we're visiting the story of Job, the man who lost everything. We pick up the narrative with Job and his immeasurable grief, alone in his pain, while his friends are anxious to bring solutions to fix him so that things can return to their former happy state.
He didn't listen to a single word I said. That potato head. Reap and what you've sown. Obvious. Oh, and I had some pretty good arguments too.
Oh, you did, but to be fair, so did he.
I heard some people talking about Job's kids. Apparently, they were some real hellraisers. Maybe Job's reaping what they sowed.
Oh, Bildad, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, they needed killing.
Yeah. You know, somebody's got to tell Job this.
Yeah, they do. This guy.
You tell him. I ain't saying another word.
All right, let me see what I can do, guys. I'm not sure what happened, but let's see what I can do.
All right, good luck.
Yeah.
Bildad then made his way over to Job, only to find him swallowed up in his own pity. He's over there.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Oh, thank you.
Can't you even let me spit in peace? Don't you have better things to do than to pick on me? At the way things are going now, I'll soon be dead.
Job, how can you talk like this?
Look at me. How can I keep quiet?
We've been looking into this matters. Apparently, your kids have sinned against the Lord. Why else would he have clobbered them? Ooh, the sooner the godless are gone, the better. Then, good plants can grow in their place. Here's what you need to do, Job. Get down on your knees before... Get down on your knees before the Lord God Almighty. And if you're as innocent as you say you are, then God will return all your fortunes to you. And I have enough faith for both of us. Seriously.
Apparently, my suffering has attracted advisors like a carcass attracts vultures. What kind of friends are you? I'm desperate here.
You misunderstand us. You're too close to the fire to see clearly. Let's take this matter to our ancestors.
Our what?
Our ancestors. Let's let the ancients shed some light on this very difficult situation.
That costume's really working for you, man.
I literally can't understand a word you're saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the dearly departed, the ghost with the most. It's Bildad and the ancestors singing House of Cards.
This is it.
It has been said,
It has been told,
that the man who plays by the rules
shall not fall.
There is some luck, but mostly skill when you gamble with life.
You must pay your bills.
You got to play the hand you're, play the hand you're, play the hand you're dealt.
God will not reject a good man.
He sure won't help
If
the
you
bad.
build your house upon the sand,
Even if it's grand, it'll drop, it'll drop, it'll drop like a house of cards.
oh yeah, it's gonna drop.
It'll drop
Like a house of
It'll drop, it'll drop, it'll drop like a house of cards.
It'll drop like a house of cards. Shoot, shoot. Come on. Oh no. Shoot it.
Well, there you have it. House of Cards, the so-called wisdom of the ages by Bildad and the ancestors. But let's see what Job's response to that sound logic might have been.
So what's new? You think I haven't thought all this through? You think I don't know all this? I thought I understood the ways of God. His wisdom is so deep and his power so immense. Who could ever take him on and come out in one piece? If it's a matter of who's stronger, he wins every time. Hands down.
What a flood of words. Job, you gotta fall to your knees, repent. All right, let God heal and restore you, all right? I mean, certainly you can't keep considering yourself innocent in light of all of these circumstances.
Look at these brainy mugs. They think they got my life all figured out. I am blameless. Believe me. I don't understand what's going on. I hate what I've become. I can only assume that God destroys the good right along with the bad.
Job, look, it's perfectly clear to all of us. You've strayed from the straight and narrow, right? God's not gonna let you down that twisted path any longer. All right? You can know this, all right? You haven't gotten half of what you deserve. Well, I wish God would give you a piece of his mind sometime, I tell you what.
Oh, I'm sure you speak for all the experts so far. And when you die, there will be no one else to tell us how to live.
I like the sound of that.
It's so easy for you to point your fingers and blame. Look at you, your life, it's as good as it always was. God took everything from me, and I didn't deserve it. You're a bunch of pompous quacks. Silence would be your wisest course.
Job, you think you can just continue on like this and we're just gonna sit around and say nothing?
Mr. Zophar in the courtroom rag. Notice how he's gathered all the facts. Almost.
Is God faithful? Absolutely. Can you trust him? without question. What are we after here? Just the facts, sir. Obviously, Job has sinned. Now that's the pickle he is in. Your Honor, I'd like to call Job's wife, Harriet, to the stand, please.
You brought the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God?
I do.
Is Job righteous?
Yes, he is.
Based on what, ma'am?
On his actions.
What has happened?
Lost it all, sir. First it was our wealth and our 10 children. Now his home, oh dear.
Somebody help me out here, right? Something's missing in this equation. Now, the real question is, does God allow an innocent man to suffer?
No.
Then what we're concluding is that Job could not possibly be innocent.
Objection!
Swear him in.
You told the truth, the big old watcher, yourself a crack break goes back.
I do.
You may kiss the bride.
I'm surrounded by accusers. Where's my lawyer? I don't have one. These indictments, can I see them? You won't answer me, you're hiding. Why are you still keeping silent?
Please, Your Honor.
I'm innocent, you know.
He's out of order.
Restrain the witness.
Must be guilty.
God's a mystery.
Can't explain it.
God is not on trial here. The evidence is crystal clear. The truth, the facts, the evidence, the circumstantial evidence point to your guilt, your guilt. Oh, you must have sinned. You must have sinned. You have sinned.
The truth, the facts, the evidence, the circumstantial evidence point to your guilt, your guilt, your guilt, your guilt. You must have sinned. You must have sinned. You have sinned.
Unbelievable, inconceivable, your rejection's incomprehensible. You've convicted me without evidence. You're all reprehensible. It's indefensible.
What's our verdict?
He's a loser.
Is he guilty?
It sure seems so.
What's your reason?
Factor in, man.
Do genuinely upright people lose out in the end?
No. What's our verdict? Found him guilty. In a courtroom.
All his close friends.
And God's judgment.
By his silence, we concluded God thinks that Job is guilty too.
Unbelievable, inconceivable, your rejection's incomprehensible. You've convicted me without evidence. You're all reprehensible. It's indefensible.
The truth, the facts, the evidence, the circumstantial evidence points to your guilt, your guilt, your guilt, your guilt. You must have sinned, you must have
Let me hear it. No, come on.
The truth, the facts, the evidence, the circumstantial evidence points to your guilt, your guilt, your guilt, your guilt. You must have sinned, you must have sinned.
A little louder now. Come
on. The truth, the facts, the evidence, the circumstantial evidence points to your guilt, your guilt, your guilt, your guilt. You must have sinned, you must have sinned.
One more time.
The truth, the facts, the evidence, the circumstantial evidence points to your guilt, your guilt, your guilt, your guilt. You must have sinned, you must have sinned, you must have sinned, you must have sinned.
Oh, come on. Somebody sing me out here. Judge, come on.
The prosecution!
I'm not letting up. I'm standing my ground. I don't care about these possessions that have been taken from me, but losing your approval, that hurts, God. I've obeyed every word that you've spoken, but not just obeyed, I've treasured it. It's not the suffering that gets me, it's the undeserved suffering. But even if you kill me, I will still trust you. At this point, I guess I don't really care what anyone else thinks. Oh, gosh. Oh. I don't care what they think about me, it's alright. It's alright. I don't care what they say about me, it's alright. They'll get theirs one day. I love you, I'll follow you. You are my life. I will study your truth and obey. No matter what happens, I'm going your way. Rodney, I'm serious. I need medical attention. I'm fading. I've seen this light. I don't care what they say anymore, 'cause you're worth it all. I'm following you. I don't care what it costs anymore. No matter what happens, I'm going your way. And I love you, I'll follow you. You are my life. I will study your truth and obey. No matter what happens, I'm going your way. And I will trust you now. I will. Rodney, help me, Rodney. I'm dying. I will trust you now. I will. Oh. No.
Hello. Lucifer here couldn't wait to gloat before the Lord and made her way back to the Almighty with a notch in her gun, thinking the victory was in the bag.
Well, well, well. Looks like Job and his friends are quite the tizzy over why you would punish a man as upright as Job. It was you, God. You all but dared me to trifle with him. Haven't any regrets?
You'll see. Job will come through the fire like pure gold. Speaking of gold, Golden Age noodles are machine dried and come in a variety of shapes, perfect for every meal. Golden Age noodles. Get yours today.
I don't have time for your silly noodles. By the way, how do you like the way Job's friends present your truth? It's all words. So many words.
They speak in the wrong spirit.
Yeah, mind. What would Job do if he knew that all this was only a bet between you and I?
This was never a bet. Job is my friend. I love him, and I knew he would remain faithful to me. I allowed you to test him to prove a point to you. What you don't seem to understand is that faith is refined in the fires and storms of pain. Every life must undergo the process.
Whatever you say. I squeal with pleasure when you put them to the fire and they turn away from you.
My greatest joy is when my children trust in me when all they have to hold on to is a whisper-thin thread of faith.
Why you put them through all that, I really don't know.
Gold is only valuable and beautiful when it is pure.
You never thought I'd succeed at luring away the affections of your little human experiment, did you?
I made man to be in relationship with me. I made them to be my companions. My image is imprinted upon them. They're smarter than you give them credit for.
Not smart enough to pass a chance for instant gratification. I can give them that.
You may trick them temporarily, but I will always give them a chance to realize their mistake.
At least I give them something tangible, something to tantalize that fleshy cell they live in. Then I just heap on the shame and worthlessness till they can't even remember what your love feels like anymore.
I will always find them, and I will always welcome them back into my love. But what do you have to offer the poor souls you manage to deceive?
Freedom.
Rebellion.
Independence.
Man was not meant to be independent of me. He is incomplete without my spirit.
Well, I've done pretty well for myself without you.
You hate to admit it, but your fate is certain.
Whatever. Until then, my mission is to teach humans about pleasure.
Your pleasures are always self-destructive.
Exactly. By the way, I've been meaning to talk to you about the whole, eternal damnation thing. Any chance we could discuss that?
No! Your fate is certain, I'm happy to say.
Well then, the flames of Hades are truly my destiny. No time better than right now for a nice cocktail, and nothing screams quality like Gilby's gin.
You and your bottle can go straight to Hades.
Guys, enough about the mustache all over it.
Is this
It's ridiculous. I love it.
It looks like a caterpillar.
Why are you gonna be so mean?
Is it gonna like move around?
Okay, fine. It's nose hair.
And shut it! Job's friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, were finally talked out. Stymied because Job wouldn't budge an inch. Wouldn't admit to an ounce of guilt. It was then that a young buck appeared on the scene to take on Job's dilemma. Elihu had been quietly observing, but now it had appeared that he couldn't restrain himself no longer. He'd been biding his time, folks, waiting to fire off that vast wisdom of his.
I've been waiting around to see if you wiseacres could come up with some way to help Job out of this mess. I kept silent because what do I know? I'm young and raw. Kept thinking experience would prove that the longer you live, the wiser you become. But I see I was shooting tin cans.
Seems that boy's got a notion in his noggin.
It pains me to say that you so-called experts have no monopoly on wisdom. So, I've decided to speak up. I'm going to tell y'all what I think. I think everybody should step up and buy some Baraxo. It cleans filthy hands and leaves them smooth as velvet. Baraxo, the modern hand soap for modern homes.
A wise elder. We've got a veritable sage among us.
Sure, because what have you proved? You bums didn't prove squat. Nothing you said convinced Job. It defies logic. Now it's time for the J-Man to contend with me.
Hey, Elihu, is it? Hey, did you just speak now, or did a cabbage just bust open?
That's a real knee slapper, son.
All right, Mr. Smarty Pants, how exactly are you gonna convince Job of the error of his ways, huh?
If God continues to stay silent, there is nothing we can do about it. Absolutely nothing. That's why I say Job should just curse God and die.
Harriet, Job doesn't have to die. He just has to say he's sorry, move on with life. Like this. I have sinned and I will sin no more.
Well, one thing's for sure. Job has to be the one to choose to repent.
Oh, Job is an ignoramus, all right? I mean, we all but proved it to him. He had to have sinned in order to be under this much judgment. I mean, we had a song about it and everything. Thought it was pretty catchy. You know what I'm saying?
Judgment? Who said anything about judgment? Harriet, have I ever let myself be seduced by another woman? Have I ever treated my employees unfairly? Have I ever ignored the needs of the poor? Have I ever left a family shivering out in the cold?
No.
Have I ever used my power or influence to take advantage of the less fortunate? If I have, go ahead. Break both my arms. Cut off my fingers. I tell you, it's the fear of God that has kept me from these things. How else would I ever be able to face him?
Job!
I need my hat. I think you lost the hat. I like that hat. It's gone, man.
I wouldn't touch that
Job!
hat for nothing.
Job, I heard it was the Kugelmans that stole all our camels.
The Kugelmans.
They conspired with the other families to ruin you. Did God make them do it?
I can't answer that, Harriet. I used to think I knew what I could expect from God. Isn't calamity reserved for the wicked?
Sorry.
Isn't destruction for those who do wrong? Isn't he looking down, observing how I live my life? Doesn't he mark every step that I take?
Pains me to say this to a man I used to admire, but how dare you pit your aces against God's? How dare you haul him into court and then complain that he don't answer your charges? Blasphemy. It's like my granddaddy used to say, God always answers one way or another, and you're just too dumb to recognize his answers. I once had a fever of unknown origin.
A fever.
Almost died. It left me with a second sight, though. Now I can see things nobody else sees. And I can tell you your milk and honey have turned to grits and pus.
Ew.
You're the biggest windbag of all.
Yeah. I went to school. I paid my dues. Now I'm going to lay it out for you. People always blame others when things go wrong, but the real culprit is a lot closer to home.
Hey.
Maybe you're just too old to remember the pure laws of the universe. There's bullies.
That's right.
And then there's heroes. But most folks are someplace in between. See, the bullies, they got to get the stuffing knocked out of them before they wise up. And the heroes, they take it from everybody and don't complain. I might be young, but somebody's got to teach you the basics of wisdom.
Oh, I'm all ears.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now going to be a boxing match between Elihu and Job. Elihu is a zealous youth with unending stamina, the golden boy champion of the South. But he's pitted against Job, the pride of Uz, a seasoned warrior. There seems to be no end to this tirade against the poor man. And round one.
People are arrogant and indifferent to God, until, of course, they're in trouble, like you.
Oh, that's a stiff right hook from Elihu. Let's see what Job comes back with.
I'm not trying to prove anything, if that's what you're suggesting.
People who feel guilty always got something to prove.
Oh, that's below the belt right there. That one should have been called. Hey, Juicehead, do your job back there.
Guilt is dripping off you.
And there's a sucker punch.
Piece of cabbage.
Have I ever hit anyone in need? What have I ever done to deserve this?
Oh, finally, Job ducks.
I expected good, but evil has shown up.
Oh, there it is. An excellent jab by our defendant. But Elihu's probably going to come back with that super whammy.
Believe me, I know justice and truth inside out. God's trying to get your attention through pain.
Oh, and with a swift right hook, Elihu lands on the shot. I don't know how much more of this he can take, folks.
You can't even break wind.
Oh, Job swings and misses. And there was round one. Round one. Harry, quickly.
Yes, folks, when you're in need of refreshing, Coca-Cola is the pause that refreshes, the taste that holds the answers. Is it? Are we done?
Harry, we're still alive in the air. Say your next line.
I know the nature of God, not because I've lived 1,000 years, but because I've kept my eyes open. Right. I've observed his creation, and it reveals his nature.
And round two.
Okay.
Anyone who lives intelligently and morally is exempt from suffering. Everybody knows that.
I think I'll just let that rabbit go.
Show me some moxie, Spun. Man up and take your punishment.
Oh, and Elihu lands another jab. I love it, folks.
This punk is really hitting me.
I don't care, Harry. Just keep acting.
You're obsessed with putting the blame on God.
Oh, Elihu lands another jab.
You can't buy yourself out of this mess.
Stop hitting me, you fool.
Don't make it worse with more evil by trying to bribe God.
Oh, and he's down. He's down. He's down for the counts. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen anything like this before in my entire life. I absolutely love it. Job is finally down.
Now maybe he'll wise up and listen to God.
Oh, that was so much fun. And now, ladies and gentlemen, something to brighten this dark moment. Ella Fitzgerald with a tisket, a tasket.
And we're off the air.
Oh, that was fantastic, everybody.
What's with this novice idiot you hired?
What?
And what gives him a right to lay a single hand on me? This is radio.
Cheapers. Sorry, Mr. Flowers. My name's Herbie James. I'm aspiring to act in the movies. Maybe you could put in a word. I just moved here to LA a couple weeks ago. I was really excited to.
I don't care to hear the worthless prologue of your life. If you ever lay a single hand on me again, I'll have my agent sick a lawyer and sue your family for every vile penny they're worth.
Just remember you don't have an agent anymore.
That's right.
I heard you was a method actor. I guess I just got a little carried away. I'm sorry, Harry.
That's Mr. Flowers to you.
Oh, Harry, let's not get out of line.
No, Rodney, this garbage you hired actually punched me in the face.
Yeah.
My body is insured for $1 million,
Yeah.
and now it's covered with hives and lesions.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I have a bloody nose.
Brownies, anyone?
No! I can't take this anymore, Rodney. I can't handle these amateurs.
Now hold on, Harry. Let's not get excited.
No, Rodney. Nothing you say is going to stop me from walking out that door right now.
How about $500? That'll be your normal fee.
Make it 1,000. I might consider it.
$525.
Fine. You've talked me into it, you scallywag. I'm desperate for cash. That Betty Davis woman is probably sucking my accounts dry as we speak.
She is.
Okay. If I'm going to continue on with this hogwash of a show,
How dare you.
I demand a bottle of anti-itch cream and something to eat, preferably something without peanuts.
The biggest baby in Hollywood, folks.
What are we gonna do? You gotta be back on the air in 20 seconds.
20 seconds? My God. Get me on the air right now.
3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we here at Radio City are currently dealing with some mild technical difficulties. We assure you this will not interrupt our show, and we will be returning soon. In the meantime, stay tuned for more great jazz hits. Ambrose and his orchestra with They Didn't Believe Me. Stay tuned. There. Now what?
What are we gonna do with the live audience? They can't just sit there.
Oh, yes, they're still out there, aren't they? Well, here's what we're going to do. Go out there and shovel them some pie and some coffee and some dessert. Give them a bunch of sugar and they'll be perfectly fine. I'll go back there and deal with that long-haired diva.
Diva, I'm a diva. I'm ready for my solo now.
That's nice, Miss Blatt. Why don't you go back in the dressing room and practice it in front of the mirror?
What a good idea.
Why are you looking so panicked, sissy?
Harry has locked himself in the dressing room, and Rodney's trying to coax him out. If they don't come out of there soon, one of you's gonna have to finish the show as Job.
I can feel it for Harry. No sweat. Watch this. It's Mr. Flowers and you're all idiots.
Look, I'm pretty sure I'm the best actor that we have here. So if anybody's going to be playing the main role, it's going to be me.
When you're a cab driver, the only acting you've got under your belt is playing a chauffeur.
I've been working high school drama for the past whopping 9.
What, 9 years?
Well, no,
Not
months,
likely.
but I've learned a lot in the past 9 months.
Capital. Listen, we can start immediately. I'm the man for the job.
How are you?
What? What's wrong with you?
Nope. I'm fine, no. It'll be all right.
Oh, no. Don't do that again,
No.
Maybe Basil. I'll be in the WC.
No. Oh, thank God.
That's rude.
Rude? There's nothing rude about it. If he hurls, I hurl. I'm a sympathetic hurler.
Sympathetic. What?
Yeah, it's a thing.
No, it's not a
Has
thing.
anyone seen Mr. Wiggles? He's not in his cage.
Are you telling me that there is a dangerous python loose in this station? Why'd you bring a live snake in here?
Calm down. Mr. Wiggles is harmless. He wouldn't hurt a mouse. Well, actually, he loves to eat mice.
No.
But he doesn't eat people, I promise.
It starts with mice.
Prissy, darling, do me a favor. Find that vile servant of yours immediately. We have to get in our places for the final act.
I'm back, feel awful, getting worse. What's going on? What are you doing? What was there, a mouse or something? You look ridiculous.
It's the snake! It's loose!
I do not do snakes!
We have another problem.
What?
Lyle is sick in the bathroom.
Oh, who cares at this moment? I just want to get this silly charade over with. Job can have 2 friends instead of 3 for the finale for all I care.
Don't you mean 3 friends instead of 4?
Don't you correct me, I never did math.
Oh, you better make that just one friend, actually.
What's wrong with all of you? Hold on now. Don't you do this in my beautiful soundstage. Go somewhere else. What's going on?
If I even think about those guys tossing their cookies, I'm gonna.
Find that
Basil, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Don't think about it, because guess what? Now you're going to have to play all 4 roles for me.
4 roles?
Yes. Guess what, Basil? You're the new star of the night. You're going to be up in lights in Broadway. You're going to be the next multi-millionaire in Hollywood.
Really?
No, it's all a lie. Just do what you're told.
All right. I'll practice the accents. Let's hear. Good. Hey, I'm the Godfather. I'm from Brooklyn. Everybody knows that. Oh, look at the Irish. Free rainbows for everyone.
Harry,
Basil,
get him off of there.
shut up and go somewhere else. We're about to begin.
Okay. I gotta go.
Harry, Clark, get in your places. Sissy, are we ready?
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Rodney Havershack Show. And now for the amazing conclusion to Job. I don't know about you folks, but I'm starting to feel for the man. He must be wondering if God fell asleep at the wheel with all humanity locked in the trunk. This is the last night you're working for me because you're a dead man after this. But let's find out what happens next to our hero.
God, where are you? How I long for the good old days when everything was going my way and nothing ever seemed too difficult. I was wise. People spoke well of me. I had a reputation for being fair.
I don't have any lines.
Just say something. We're on the air, for goodness sakes.
Come, my son. This is the Lord God Almighty, and I hear your pain.
I can't.
Yes, I hear it and see it and smell it.
I smell it too!
Oh, Basil.
God, you've undone me. You've left me in a heap. My body is broken. Your terror assaults me in more ways than one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, how about that? Job was pretty much reduced to a sad, sickening sight as the Lord tried to counsel with him. So let's tune in now for some of our favorite hits from the Dirty 30s. I'm Rodney Havershack, and we'll be right back. I hope. Are we off the air? My goodness! What is going on? Why are all my actors spewing their guts all over my beautiful soundstage?
Maybe it has something to do with these sandwiches. Who would be responsible for feeding them this?
For the record, I had nothing to do with it. It was her.
Sissy?
Don't blame me. I told Billy to go get the cold cuts for the sandwiches.
Why would you ask Billings to do it? I mean, he has an IQ of 17. Just look at him.
Yeah, just look at him.
Billings, where did you get the cold cuts from the sandwiches?
Well, you told me to take out the trash and then go get the cold cuts. But in the dumpster, I found what you were looking for. I mean, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And this country has so much waste anyway. Plus, I saved you some money. Aren't you proud of me?
I have officially become Job. Here I lay in my own puke, a worthless heap of a man. Somebody just kill me now.
Let me spend some time with Harry. You go check on everyone else. Mr. Flowers, I don't know you very well, but do you mind if I give you some advice?
I'd rather you just put me out of my misery.
In the last couple of hours that you've been performing this show, have you learned anything about yourself?
Yes. If there is a God, he hates me as much as he hated Job.
Well, there is a God, and he loves us all, including you.
Well, he's not doing a very good job of showing it.
Do you know anything about the story we're trying to tell here
Of
tonight?
course. Job was rich. He had everything. Then God let the devil take it all away from him because apparently he's a big bully.
Nice try, but no. God loved Job, and he was impressed with his faithfulness to him. Even when everything was taken away, Job's faith was strong. Sometimes God tests us, and passing the test is how we react when things don't suddenly go our way. Let me ask you this, Harry. Before tonight, when was the last time anything went wrong in your life?
Let's see. Last week, my assistant brought me cold coffee on set. Oh, and last night at the marketplace, they didn't have my favorite brand of chewing gum. These kinds of things go wrong for me all the time.
Yeah. Listen to yourself, Harry. Before tonight, you never really had any problem. Look at all the things that Job went through. And not to mention, unlike you, he was nicer to the people in his life.
I'm nice to people when they're paying me.
Oh, as long as you're getting something in return, huh?
Well, when you put it like that.
All I'm trying to say, Harry, is that perhaps look at everything that God's given to you. You know, you're one of the most famous guys on earth.
Yes, but that's all behind me now.
Says who?
Martin Higgins, the man who ran
the
off.
man who used to be your agent.
That's
and
right.
Apparently ran off with your wife.
Yes.
Yes, that guy. I hate to tell you this, Harry, but you're not the sharpest tool in the shed.
I'm chiseled.
I've been watching you all night. Not once did you make a phone call to find out if the report was true.
But he's my agent. I'm supposed to be able to trust him. Why would he do that? He's never lied to me before.
There's a little sin that grows in some of us. It's called envy.
I'm aware of the word.
Perhaps you've heard of it. Martin Higgins used to be my agent.
Oh.
And let me tell you, it's no surprise, but he secretly despises you. And maybe...
Me?
Yes, you. But just maybe there isn't any truth to the phone call you received.
But that would... So you're saying...
Uh-huh.
I need the telephone. It's urgent.
Yes, I'm sure it is. Don't mind if this is live, Harry.
Confound it, Higgins! Get this thing going any faster!
Sorry, we live in the 1930s.
Tabitha! You're home! So the house... The house? Everything's okay? And the dogs, they're fine. Oh, nothing. So, everything's fine. Oh, good. Thank God. Listen, you haven't talked to Higgins at all today, have you? No. He and I just had a bit of a falling out. I'll tell you about it when I get home. Listen. I love you. I just want you to know that. Thank you for putting up with me. Yes, I'll be home soon. All right. Love you. Bye. Thank you, God.
See how terrible life can seem when you're believing the lie of the enemy? Yeah. Your house, your wife, your dogs, your trophies are all still there.
Yes. You're right. Oh, I need to be more thankful for what I have. And I need to say sorry when needed and ask for forgiveness when appropriate. Oh, Betty Davis is on that list, among of a slew of others in this industry. Ugh, I have some messes to clean up around town, that's for sure.
Yes, you do, and the first one is right behind that throne over there.
Yes, I'll take care of it.
Oh, good. And another thing, be careful who you trust in this industry. And treat the little people a little nicer. They're only trying to help.
That's good advice, Clark. Thank you. God, forgive me of my horrible actions.
I know he does.
And there you have it, folks. A story for the ages. Was it a tragedy? Very much so. Was it also a comedy? To have seen it from our eyes here at Radio City, it absolutely was. And the trick wasn't only on Job, but on the actor who graced our stage tonight, Mr. Harry Flowers. Tonight, you may not have heard the ending to the biblical epic saga that you were expecting, but what you did hear was something just as real and poignant to the human heart. Yes, just as God proved in the good book, Job's fortunes were not only restored, but doubled. He was blessed beyond measure more in his later life than in his early years. He and his wife even had 7 sons and 3 daughters. Now, that's a houseful. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my hope to inspire the audience with this thought. That when we find ourselves in the squeeze of difficulty, will we respond like Job and trust that God sees, knows, and most of all, cares? Or will we fail the test and go back to square one with our character training? Think on these thoughts as you lay your head on your pillow tonight. This is Rodney Havershack here at Radio City, signing off. Good night, and God bless.
Good job, Harry.
I feel much better now. Let's finish this thing.
Oh, no need. We're already done.
Done? We can't be done. I have all the accents figured out. I'm ready to go.
Whose accents?
There's no way that we're done yet. I still have to give birth to 10 children, all while doing an opera solo.
It's all behind us now, folks. May not have been the ending our investors out there are expecting, but it'll definitely pull at the heartstrings. May have been the greatest thing I ever put on radio, Sissy.
Sir, I owe you an apology. I was a bit of a diva on set earlier. I hope you can forgive me. I would love to work with you in the future if you would allow me.
Yes, sir. It'd be my honor.
Okay. Okay.
Is no one else disappointed? I was going to sing, and now I'm not, because I can't have children and... Oh.
You know, Miriam, if you would just get your act together and not rely on that bottle every waking moment, I think they'd like to meet you down at Warner. They're always looking for some new voice talent. I could introduce you to my agent if you're interested.
Interested? I'm all in.
Good. I'm glad. And the same goes for you four gentlemen as well.
Oh, no. Just tell us when and where, and we'll be there. Don't you worry.
Well, everybody, it's been a fantastic night of shenanigans, but I bid you all farewell. I have tons and tons of vomit to clean up all over the soundstage. Yes, checks are in the mail. Thank you so much, Prissy. I'll call you later. Good night, good night, good night, good sir. Good night.
Good night.
Harry, I hope after tonight you and I are a little more wiser about certain things.
Harry, you scoundrel. Harry. Rodney, you scoundrel.
You're Harry. You lost a lot of vomit. It's okay.
Thank you.
No, Harry. Thank you. Now get out. Here we go.
Here's your cigar.
Oh, thank you. Sissy, he actually thanked me. That's a first.
Well, what could have turned out as the world's worst train wreck didn't turn out half bad.
Not bad at all, Sissy. Not bad at all.
How about that, Harry Flowers? I think our little radio show may have changed him.
And thank God for that. Let's go home, shall we? Good night, everybody.
Putting on my top hat, tying up my white tie, brushing up my tail. Oh, I'm gooden in my shirt front, putting in the shirt studs, polishing my nails.